Hello, children of Israel. My name is Mikhael MASSA. Greetings. Today's topic is Africa must take control of its image worldwide. Because the most of our brethren outside there don't know the history about Africa. First of all, you have to really to study the history about Africa. One of the things that the most um, people don't know, they have separated us. Yeah, the Afro Americans and the so-called Black Bantu. And this is the problem. And they have put us all in one cup. This means everyone who has color is the same today. But you should know we have a lot of ethnic people in Africa, a lot of different tribes. And I have to show you step by step who is who in the Bibles and outside the Bible. There's the history of each tribe and country and nation. So it's very important because then you will know the history of them and the spirituality of them, and you will know how to separate who is who. And this is the thing that I want to show you today. Africa is not only Africa. If people talking about Africa, they're talking about something bigger than this. What the people want to show you today. It's because of the lie that we have about that the lie about that people showed us, like how can I say, about Christ, yeah, and Muhammad and stuff, religious lies. That's why Africa today becomes like, you black people are black and we white people have Christ and we have Muhammad. So the spirituality of Satan is in Africa, and the spirituality of God, yeah, so they make it like in their image, yeah, for the white people. The problem is it the truth? Is it true? No, it isn't. Because you have to know that Africa is more than that. Africa is more than poor people and people that are Hamites or something like that. First of all, I have prepared something for you. Um, we go to Deuteronomy 11, yeah, 10, oh, that's 12, okay? Only to show you, yeah, that Africa is the hometown, is the mother, is Israel that is free. Because Abraham, he did not become um, Israel as a land, but they gave him Canaan, the land of Canaan. And the land of Canaan is a Hamite land, okay? And a Hamite land or country or particular area has to be huge and big. Now, we start for the land with our ghost and to possess it. It's not the land of Egypt from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed and water dust. It is with thy food as a garden of herbs, but the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and it drinks water of the rain of heaven, and a land which the Lord thy God, so tatanzame mpungu, cared for. The eyes of the Lord thy God are always upon it from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. Now, I have prepared you something. You see here, we have a lot of waterfalls in Africa. Yeah, you cannot find it in the Middle East. Yeah, and so this means even the Garden of Eden um, has to be in Africa. You know, even the Garden of Eden has to be in Africa. Now, you have um, people going to Africa doing agriculture. You have people going to taking coltan, zinc. They're taking all kinds of minerals to do electro cars. They have they're going to taking cacao to making their chocolates. Everything comes from Africa. So how can it be that this Africa is under siege, or how can it be that this Africa is unimportant? Yeah, it is not. It is not unimportant. Africa, everyone who says he's African, he should be happy, because even here you can see it, because you people have eyes. It says that the creator said that he would displease both people, Ham and Israel, but also said he would bring them back on the day that he determined. Ezekiel 29 and 13, and Zephaniah 3 and 10 and 20. If you want, I can read it for you. Yeah. So here you can see in the map, yeah, you can see it very clear that the Bantus were destroyed all over the earth, even here from Mozambique. Then you have these are the Bantus and the Hamites. So these Hamites that sold the Bantu, yeah, that becomes today in America Israelites or whatever they want to call, these Bantus are our brother. Even in Southern America and everywhere else in Asia and etc. So here are the references. No one can doubt it. No one can doubt it. So if the Mosai says he should come back, where do you think they should come back? Where do you think where they will go back? Into the Middle East? Or should they come back into Africa? I give you 1 second to think over it. Now, every one of you knows the answer. I think every one of you knows the answer. It's very easy to give the answer to that. You don't have to be a professor to know the answer. Now, you know now that Israel is in Africa, because the Israelite did not go from here to there. They did not go from this Middle East to Southern America. They did not go from the Middle East to Asia. They went from Mozambique, or here in the western coast of Africa, or in the central part of Africa, to slavery. Now, that's why if we talk about Africa, we're talking also about kings. So we're talking about kings, because these people were kings. So the Hamites and the Shemites, they was fighting each other always. Now it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go worshiping after gods, that the strangers of the land. Now it means in the land that our forefathers get, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me, and break my covenant which I have made with them. Then my anger shall be kindled against them in the day, and will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and then I shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall befall them, so that they will say into that day, are not those evil come upon us, because our Yah is not among us? So who can say those things? Who can say those things? These are the African people. They call it people today. They say these are African people. So now you will see the difference. Why today I invited you to this video, because it's deep. You will see something. If we talk about the climate, first you have to know. This is very important for you. We have written in Deuteronomy 11:10-12 that the Most High will give us a wide land. So the land of the Canaanites, right? This is Africa, Canaanites area. This is it. Now look at your Israel here on that map. Can you find it? This small thing right here. This is Israel, right? This is your Israel, what you call Israel. Look at this. Look at how small it is, y'all. Every country in the world is bigger than that. Even Germany in the map is really small. But Germany is, this Israel will go into Germany like 3 times. Come on, is this the area that you call Israel? Is this the area that the Most High given into the children of Israel? Look, is this the land of Canaan? Is this here, this small thing here that is smaller than everything, yo? Look at these. Can you see that? Can you see that, yo? This is our temple, yo. Yah was the first that saw everything, and the angels are with us, yo. So now, let me prove you wrong, bro. Let me prove you wrong. Is this Israel, yo? Is it that? It's smaller than Angola. It's smaller than every other country, yo. Has it all animals right there? Has this Israel all animals? Yeah. Where are the hills? Why we cannot find bones and etc. over there about black people? Why they do not talking about black people in the Middle East today? California is, look how many times this Israel would enter into California, yo. Even the apes are laughing. No, look at this. This is my site. I send it here. You can see it right here to my Pakistani students, because I have students in Asia also, and I'm showing them, yeah, who is who, because it's not easy to convert this people from Asia to into Israelites, but I do, because my father told me it's my mission. Every one of you has to know what is his mission. Then um, he will do that. The father will lead him and teach him. Now, look at this. How many times this Israel would go into India? Hey, I'm not against anyone outside there, because many people say they're prophets. I can go on Watchman Yahoo, iusupk. We have iuic. iuic was a little bit good. They understand some Bantu things, and even Great Midson was talking a little bit about Bantus and stuff. But look at this. You don't like Africa? Where you want to go? So you have to wait a UFO to take you to the Mars, or the UFO to take you uh, the UFO to take you to the moon, huh? Oh, you are waiting for that? So Christ will come with something like that? You never understand the Bible. You did never understand the Bible. This is fiction. You have to know everything is spiritual. Now, let's go. I'm not finished with you. I'm not finished. Look at this. Where is it? Where are the pictures? Where I like them so much. Look at this. Every country is smaller. Look at this here. This is Israel. The green piece there. Is this the Israel? Jesus wasn't that small Israel right there. Here. Is this small? Is this small Israel? Was it once bigger? And even if it was bigger, how big was it? How big was it all of Arabia? Was it a part of Upper and Lower Egypt? So was it down here to Africa? Where is the Israel of Abraham? Look at this, how small this is, y'all. How small is it, man? Even Italy, look, it's bigger. So these people have brainwashed us. They have brainwashed us. Do you understand? Do you understand? Now, this is only to show you people that I have documented it. Very nice. Yeah, I can prove you wrong easily to show you that yeah, if the Most High sent his prophets, no one can doubt. No one can doubt. No one can fight against them. Even you can come with every verse you want. If watching Yahoo shows here, here, you can see on that map, you can see here, you can see this is physical. This is physical thought. Okay? This is not spiritual at all. Okay, I respect these leaders, because this means not if we are mistaken in something that we are non-Israelites. This means not that we are how can I say, thieves or something like that, or we are non-profit. Everyone has his mistakes, but the Most High give everyone a little and a little. But I am a bantu, you know what I'm saying? And I don't make myself higher, yeah, because I'm a humble guy. But you have to know I'm a spiritual guy. I'm very spiritual, and this is for spiritual people. So um, I don't want to separate, but I want to yeah, I want to put us one in Christ's body. This means I know about the stars, and I know things that is beside this world. So I know that the Most High is not looking at flesh or man. He's only looking in spirit. He's the Lord of hosts. You know what I'm saying? And today, many of us are looking only for color, nations, etc., etc. You know, and this is the most thing that will make a lot of us fall. Yeah. Now, for the law of thy God brings thee into a good land, a land brooks of water, of fountains and depths, that springs out of valley and hills. Y'all, come on. So, if you go with a UFO, yeah, you go to another planet. Do you think you will see a land like that? Maybe a Masopenietia, or like they say in Yasharala. This is not Hebrew, man. This is not Israel where you want to go in the Middle East. This is not Israel what you think is in Europe. Israel is not in southern part of America. It's not in Brazil. It's not in um, the UK. It's not in America. Yeah. Tanzamba Yamazulu. Now, you have here rain, waterfalls, hills. Okay, look at these. This is Africa, y'all. Look at these. Tanzania. When will my people understand who they are? My beloved people, y'all. Remember who you are. The Most High chose you to be His forever, to be a king, a presentation, a gift to the people. Repent. Take your own hosts and represent the animals, the humans, fire, earth, water, and wind. Be over all of it and live an everlasting life. Where you want to go, Israel? Repent. You can see with your own eyes where you come from. You can see it because it's yours. S'écoulait dans la conscience. Pas mélanger. Live. You said, Leonard, are you tout qui café si? La conscience, même si y'a pas mis dans l'air. Alors, regardez, dimanche, les coins au monde. Dans les voies, live forever. You see, all this is yours. Okay? The thing that I want to tell you, y'all, let's go to the thing that I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, this is not a joke. Yeah. If he says, yeah, that his holy land has everything, that cow, dogs, wolves, tigers, leopards, elephants will live with the mans together, brothers and sisters, he's not lying. Okay? He is not lying. Okay? Because the Most High loves Israel so much that he will not give them a dry land. Yeah? Because his land is blessed. See that? A blessed land, but forever. That's why he says, the Most High eyes are seen to this land day and night. You see? A plentiful country. So eat their fruit. The defiled land made mine heritage. So my people, his people made it an abomination. We are coming to that soon. Yeah, this is this documentation. Okay. Now, I love to see it. Now, you can see even the weather. Yeah, the weather is not dry. He say he will give us a land that is fruitful and many rain. Yeah, so not a desert, many rain, and you can see it here the climate. Look at here, Sahara and in this so-called Israel is desert. It's a desert climate, yo. Can you see that? Yeah. I will make a film about it, so I will not talk too much about it because I have everything down here. Yeah, where Israel is and why, with cards, with lands, with number, with math. Yeah, so nobody can doubt it. Yeah, nobody can say anything about it. Even the Maccabees, the fifth Maccabees 2:11 to 17, it says it's very clear. Makes it clear where it is. So uh, now let us see two more verses. Then I think we should start um, to talk about. We should start to talk about why we should see Africa in another view. Why we should have another view for Africa. Yeah? Um, because it's not good if our African American today they think no, we don't have to go back to Africa because it's their home. It's their home. If people outside there teaching only Hamites, we will not go back to Africa. You sold us. These people are the devil, yo. And the land when thou shalt bread without scareness, thou shalt not lack anything in the land. Yeah, the land whose stone are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest big brass. You could see it. Okay, you could see here. You can see it here everywhere. Job 2:19. Here Ezekiel 28:13. Gold and everything. I have so many verses about it. Yeah, and you will understand what kind of stones. Everything is yours. Read Isaiah 60. It makes it clear. So this is now that what the Bible says. Okay, so you have now the things what the Bible says about it. Now we're going to the topic to make you understand very clear uh, what's the truth is about Africa and why you should have another image of it. So now Africa must take control of its image worldwide. But how do you manage to survive in his country? Of course, this question arose during a conversation. This question left me wide eyed. It was my first trip to Europe, and because I came from Africa, I was asked this question. And yet, my life has never been about survival. I grew up in a big African city in a we lit relatively material comfort. I attended well-equipped schools. I was not hungry, and the only place I saw hunger war since was on TV. This is the reality of many people. But the image of Africa today, with The expansion of South Africa and North Africa is the image of the continent that has never given mankind anything and hindered people starving in huts in the middle of war zones. Wars and instability. That's how the world sees Africa, y'all. Hey. Now, famine, people who live in huts in the jungle. That's the other picture that reflects Africa. This terrible picture is how the rest of the planet sees us. In this way, even the blacks of the Americas have rejected this continent, often violently and irrevocably, while they are also part of it. So also Island-minded Africans like the Malagasy or even the Cape Verdeans see Africa because they think that the sea and its mixture have saved them from the continent. This is also true of many South Africans who do not know the continent very well and are saved by the white presence. Therefore, some express this murderous hatred of other Africans. Now, this extraordinarily negative reflection is the image of Western media has chosen to portray Africa. So we will tell you about the challenges of perception that other people have about us and the importance of talking control of it. The meaning of the picture: 43 million poor and 50 million people starving, 2.1 million people in jail, nearly 16,000 marriages with minors per year, 13,200 firearms killed in 2015. These are the figures of the United States, and yet the US remains the country with the best image in the world. This is a country that many people, young people, dream of because it has given itself the opportunity to arouse admiration. His building jungle, his billionaires, hip hop, and the portrayal of wealth, etc. That's what the media is all about in this country. Therefore, American citizens are automatically appreciated when they go somewhere. They are respected, admired, they were heard because they benefit from the image of their land. Now, what we know about Dubai is purely buildings and other states of the art infrastructures. But behind the scenes live 53% of the population, which consists of workers from South Asia. On average, they earn less than 100,000 CFA francs per month, and inadequate incomes leading to relative poverty. African countries, they live in catastrophic conditions, work under extreme heat, commit suicide at breakneck speeds, and yet Dubai does not show that. The picture has to be clean. Today, the live of an emirate is considered precious. The living condition of Indian workers in Dubai. All countries that understand this mission project a positive image of themselves and in any case do not show their problems too much. That's what's called nation branding. The positive image of a nation goes hand in hand with the appreciation of its people. Very few people would try on today with Americans, an emirate or shiny citizens, verbally or even physically attacking, since it is true that the image of the power they project is strong. The picture is also a big economic lever. It is the basic for tourism, and when you say a product comes from America production, for example, there's enough that its value is multiplied and that people rush and buy it. Even it is quality, it's not the best. This is also the reason why many French products carry the mention Paris under the name of the brands, as Paris shows a good image. The image is important factor of encouragement. or enrichment, excuse me. The positive image of a country on the international stage gives the influence, protects its citizens abroad, and adds value to its economy. The reality of African situations. It is established estimated that nearly 40% of Africans live in cities. That is almost 500 million people. What do the cities look like? These cities have buildings, supermarkets, universities, entertainment facilities, big streets, many cars, phones, electricity, running water, internet, nice neighborhoods, and bad neighborhoods. If the continent is economically lagging behind the rest of the world, the overall picture is more contrasted than we think. Even in the villages, the solid buildings are spread of the 49 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. 39 are currently unaffected by armed conflict and 44 are not hungry. The big problem in Africa right now is the mass unemployment and low wages. Mass migration is the result of lack of economic opportunities and disarable future uh, perspective. This economic situation is caused by the looting of Africa by the West and it is African workers. Those who migrate come from the big cities and not from huts. Now, this is the image of Boko Haram in Nigeria and the educated high school girls from Chibok went around the world. The other face of Nigeria, uh, so Nigeria is here, or we call it Nigeria in English, the first economic power in Africa. The war against Boko Haram takes place in the northern east. Most of the country is safe. Malabo Equatorial Guinea. Mhm. This is Dakar, Senegal. Now, this is the slum of Kiberia in Nairobi, Kenya, which the Western media likes to show. The other face of Nairobi, Lusaka, Zambia. Mzima, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Kinshasa in DR Congo. Even an African country most affected by the crisis, there are people who usually live. The Congo is a very large country. The war takes places mainly in the northeast. Now, Gaborone, Botswana. Botswana is, if you like, a development country and one of the richest in Africa. The reason the Western media do not show these images and show them from their neighbor South Africa is that they want to convey the illusion that only the whites can drive development in Africa. The development of Botswana, however, is due to the blacks. This is the universities and hospitals of Botswana. Maputo, Mozambique. Ghana. Accra, Ghana. Abidjan, Ivory Coast. Luanda, Angola. Luanda. Addis Ababa. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. The images of healthy Africa are endless. Yeah. Now, the image war of the West against Africa. Today, the image of Africa is determined by the Western powers because the African did not understand how important it is to control it. To pollute Africa is the policy of the West to justify its crimes against us. since the beginning of the slave trade 500 years ago. The method has not changed since before the slave trade. Africa was formerly simply the richest continent in the world. Spreading images of huts, wars, famines, and diseases is one of the way deprives Africans of the dignity of depicting them as useless and harmful people, destroying the value of their lives. This allows easy looting because those who are stolen are worthless people who have spent their time making war. In the last 20 years, 8 million people have been killed in the Congo amid general indifference in the light of conquering the extraordinary wealth of the country. The campaigns of the NGOs who sometimes pretend that all African is starving. The defilement of Africa also makes it possible to keep alive the myth of white superiority that is the teaching of the West. Every time a black person around the world is viewed with disrespect, it is partly because he carries the image of Africa. Every black on the planet carries the image of Africa. It does not matter what determination black Africa and Africans deny. It does not matter how happy it thinks he has fled that Africa. It does not matter how he physically and culturally tries to face the whites or want to adapt to another ethnic group. The blacks are always associated with this image. The media manipulation, along with the falsification falsification of the history of civilized Africa and the black curse, or its culture throughout the Judeo-Christian and Islamic texts, is the basic on which the justification for the damage done by black people around the world stands. The controversy over the African birth rate was impressive example. After the remarks made by French President Macron and the unspeakable subjugation of West African officials, we saw a media uproar in Europe that sought to push through the limitation of birth rates in Africa. Pictures of many and poor children were shown on low. But Africa is not overpopulated at all and has to maintain its birth rate in absolute terms. As we have already explained, the aim of these publications was to influence public opinion with the idea that the African population must be reduced at any cost. So the idea is that Africans are numerous, unintelligent, poor, sick, aggressive, and constantly having sex. Would not it be better without her? This is how a genocide is prepared. Thus, all genocides in the history of mankind were psychologically prepared. This is like they're doing with the Israelites, so and the Hamites, so everybody of color that came from Africa, they put them together and say there has to be uh, finished. So they're not attacking Chinese, they're not attacking Indians, they're not attacking uh, other peoples, but they're attacking people of color. In Africa, because Africa is the homeland of Africa, of Canaan, is the land of the Israelites, is Eden, and where it starts, there it will be end. Now, that's why they're attacking Africa so much, brothers and sisters. Wake up. It's yours. You're suffering in America. You're suffering in Brazil. You suffer in the Caribbeans. You suffer in Madagascar, whatever, in China. You're suffering in Russia. You're suffering in Germany, in Europe, in French, everywhere, Holland and stuff. Africa's your home. So prepare yourself to coming back. West African countries intended to limit the number of children per woman to 3. The article by Russia Today with a picture showing poverty. Russia Today has implicitly supported the campaign that called for the reduction of births in Africa and even erased comments from people who oppose the idea. May this lead to a reflection for all Africans who naively regard the Russians as friends. African MPS pledged to reduce fertility. The BBC article, Africans are so numerous that they do not fit the picture. The importance of taking control of our image. Now, power is why it is necessary to give the world a positive image of Africa, to give the continent power to influence the world stage, to protect the Africans and Africans of the Americans, and to appreciate our economy. As we like to say over and over again, if they are the problem, we are the solution. There is no point in asking others to change the bad image they are projecting on us. We have to create our international media power. For example, Istapuya was created on this regard. It was out of the question for us to ask others to correct their lies about African history. Thanks to our historical consciousness, which we have restored and driven by the conviction that we can achieve something, we have created our own media of history. Today, no television station dedicated to Pan-African will be able to meet the challenges associated with problems of our image. It is therefore necessary to develop existing media to create others with the clear aim of conveying to the entire planet and fundamentally positive image of our continent in its history, current events, and culture. Therefore, there are CNN, BBC, France 24, CNC-TV of China, Al Jazeera of Qatar, Russia Today, I-24 of Israel, Press TV of Iran, etc. These international channels were not founded and financed by the states and the individuals just to inform. You have clearly defined goals. Conclusion. The image is an important factor for security influence and economic prosperity. A people with catastrophic and unfortunate image is, in our extreme case like ours, a people ready for the genocide. If we want to survive and strive for prosperity, then our reflection must lead to that goal. Our work is to create a medium with an international dimension in order to convey a positive image of Africa. This image will be more positive if the progress follows. It depends on every African to strive for exemplary life in his life and to convey around him a positive image of the continent. Each for us is responsible. Hallelujah, my brothers. I love you so much. You can see by yourself, if you go to my image, you will see something. You will see, if I go now, Africa. Okay, let me African American. Here. African American, they go to Angola, they invest, they say this is their land, they are already there.
Então, deixando aqui a noção de facto destruir esses mitos e tabus que temos sobre os afro-americanos.
They say we have to destroy the myth. They want to know their history. They want to know the history of Angola. You see? And they're welcome. They learn in history. They are.
And so we want to destroy the myths.
You see? They want to see the ruach, where it comes from. They want to see the truth. So they are welcome. They are so welcome. And look, they wear white clothes now. They do not wear black clothes no more, yo. They becoming angels, yo. Yeah, I want to become. You see that? All those people here, all of them are Americans. You see, there's no difference between them and us. You see, very nice, beautiful sisters. You see how they become? Okay, she don't want to dress like us. She in the middle here, but she have white dress. It's good because we are spiritual and all of us wearing white things. You see, we are the children of Israel. And you're welcome on my page. My name is Mikhael MASSA, and really, it will become time now to go into the spiritual stuff because I see my people here in that channel. They are really, really hot. They want to know more about the spiritual stuff. Thank you to seeing that, and see you next time.